Well, good morning. Long time no chat. It seems like it's been a while, and it has, because we have been busy here on the homestead. As you can see, we finished our wraparound patio, going out this way with sandstone, which, by the way, has been super nice. When we want a windbreak, we just sit over here. If we don't, we might sit over here. The point is, we have options now, and that's good. But you may have noticed something different. Look at all these rocks. We are on to our next project, which is super exciting. We are putting together a 3,000 square foot fenced in patio that we're going to gravel all of it, except for the sandstone patio, of course. The idea there is we can let our dogs out off leash, especially Pepper, our little Welsh Terrier. She doesn't do well off leash. So with a fenced in little patio, she'll be able to run around and have some space off leash, maybe even play with Penny. But in this video, we're gonna put together our fence using field fence that we picked up from Home Depot.
Hi, Pepper. Do you want to be off leash in your own fenced in area? Yeah.
And if you're wondering, this is about 32 tons. 32 tons of gravel just here. My number one piece of advice, if you're looking to gravel any kind of landscape, always get more than you think you need, because it goes so fast. And so to build our perimeter fence, we are using these T-posts spaced at about 8 feet apart. As you can see, we already have a lot of that work done. And to put the T-post in, I just use this T-post pounder that you just put over the top, and you just pound it into the ground repeatedly over and over and over again. Out here, it's a little tough because the ground is dry and it's hard. But where you are, if it's soft, this probably won't be much work at all. But out here, this is actually quite a bit of work, but it does work. So a little blood, sweat, and tears, and some calluses on your fingers maybe, and you have a pretty good, easy, repeatable way to put T-posts around your fence. We're doing something a little bit stronger for the corners though. Let me show you. For the corners, we're using these 4x4x8 wooden posts to provide some strength and some structure to the fence, again, around the corners. So we buried these posts about 20 inches into the ground, surrounded it with cement, so they are nice and secure. To dig these holes, I used a regular post hole digger. Worked pretty easily. Each hole took me about 10, maybe 15 minutes, and it's actually the right size for a 4x4 post. So it just slipped right down, cemented around it, and I was good to go. So we have one of these around each corner of the fence for some structure and some strength for the fence. But right now, we're gonna get the gates on. That's our next priority before we do the fence wrap. So let's go. So what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna use 2 6-foot gates, one attached to this pole, one attached to that one, and they're gonna open together for a 12-foot opening. Or if you just wanna open one, obviously it'll just be 6 feet. But notice this gate has this along the bottom of it, and the point there is we don't want our dog to escape through the gate or the fence. So we wanted something a little bit more secure, so we got a gate like this. We picked this up at Tractor Supply. One more thing I want to show you. So as I mentioned, we were using 4x4 posts around the corners of the fence. To support our gates, we are using a 6x6x8, much stronger, much bigger post that I sunk about 20 inches again down into the ground. So our gates are going to be a little bit stronger in their support system. We have one gate here, and then we'll have a smaller gate out in the back so we can get to our burn barrel. But bigger posts for the gates, because they're swinging, they're moving, there's going to be more tension on these posts, so we wanted to go with something bigger.
What is that, 6 inches, which is what we thought?
So here.
3 inches.
Okay.
go.
No, it's still tilting up. Actually, now it's, which way is, that looks really good.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job for a couple of amateurs.
Yeah, I think so. We made it easy to take the gates back off too, so that, because we don't really need to have it be secure, and so that it'll help with putting the fencing on, and I might paint the gates.
Yes, one thing you may have noticed, and fence purists will look at this and go, what the heck are they doing? Both of these are in the up position, which means you can easily lift off the gate. So if our priority was security, we obviously wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But we want the flexibility to take off the gates for clearance or to just take them off for any reason. So otherwise you would have this facing down and then it would lock the gate in place. But both of these are up for us because we don't care about anybody taking off the gate.
No, that's not the priority. The priority is to keep the dogs in and, to be able to take these off if we need to. So.
Yeah. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good.
Now lots of gravel spreading and soon fence putting up.
Yeah, this is all next. I'm waiting for some tools to come in, but
for the fence.
Then we'll be ready.
Yeah, but we have a lot of gravel spreading between now and then anyway. Good gates.
All right, we finally have everything we need to continue with our fencing project. We were waiting for these staple things to come in so we can staple the fence to our wooden posts. So let's get started. Let's get the wrap around our perimeter. We've been looking forward to this for a long time. So we're going to start over here and just work our way this way around this post. So to secure it to the house, we just use this little garage door frame, and we use these staples to staple it in. Looks pretty nice. It's very even, very straight, and secure. So our next step is to wrap it around this pole and just make our way out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay.
One of the biggest things with fencing is you want to get the tension of the fencing right so your fence is nice and tight and strong. People use a lot of different methods to tension the fence. Using what some people refer to it as a come along, but it's basically just a one big ratcheting system that pulls the fence tight so you can secure it to your T-posts and your wooden posts while the fence is tight and secure and no one's sitting there trying to, keep the tension nice and tight, because that's going to be a pain. And well, why not use mechanics for some mechanical advantage? So we already did that process with this run. We just attached it to the front of our truck, and now we're doing this run and we're going to attach it to one of our gate posts. So what we have is a couple pieces of 2x4 with some bolts running through it and rope that's attached to our little pulley system here. And it works well. It works well.
Fortunately, our spot right here is a little high, so it's
Yes.
pulling the fence high. But we didn't really have a good way of wrapping it around the post halfway down, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of gap down there.
We've got to push down while we attach these, and then we'll cut the fence and finish wrapping it.
We're not professionals here. We're learning as we go, but so far, so good. So let's get this stretch done. All right, we have our field fence attached to one of our gate posts, 6x6 gate post. Talked about that earlier. So now we have a nice, tight, strong fence. Let's get to the T-posts. I'll show you how that's done. To attach the fence to the T-posts, I have this little clip bender. I picked it up on Amazon. I'll provide a link in the description below, and these clips that fit around T-posts and grab and secure the fence. So this is how they get put on. So the clip fits around the T-post, and this little loop fits around one end of the fence, and then you bring the other one around like this, so it's in front of the fence. You take your clip bender and you kind of fit it in between the fence and the clip, And then you can kind of bring it down like that.
You push like that.
There you go. You can bring this down so it's not quite as dangerous. There we go. And there is one secured T-post clip. And just keep doing that down the T-post and you'll have a nice secure fence. We're gonna do about 5 clips on each T-post. I think that's gonna keep it nice and secure and avoids extra work for something we probably don't need to do. So we're gonna do 5 on each, all the way down.
Zoomies! Oh, Steve, this is such a good idea.
In the shade.
What are you trying to eat?
Hi.
It's like a jungle ginger pepper. I think that'll look cool.
I think those will look nice. Heck yeah.
You want to do that now? Or do you not?
What time is it?
9:28.
Half hour until football starts.
You could get the 4 up around the big posts.
Okay, fine, let's do it. We are finally done with our fencing project, and we thought to round out the video, we would give you some of our lessons learned from putting in your very own fence. And for me, I would say the one thing it really requires is something that I don't have, and that is patience. Would you agree?
It takes a lot of patience. Yeah.
Especially tensioning the fence and getting everything just right so things line up properly. It's not perfect, but we got it pretty close, but it really takes a lot of patience.
Yes. And setup is key. Like you said, that's what the patience part is for. Doing everything right and properly from the beginning. So making sure your poles are level and where you want them, and making sure you have all the equipment you need to tension the fence, that you have a way to tension the fence. We went through the ATV, the tractor, the truck. Some things can't fit in certain spots. Planning all of that out. Yeah, getting a better. I would recommend getting a better come along than what we got.
It was a cheap $20 device that we got locally.
Yeah.
Better than nothing. It worked.
It worked. If we were doing more fencing than just this, we would have bought a different one by the end.
You know, I've always wondered why people who do fencing charge so much. Because they're expensive.
Yeah.
And I know why now. It is a pain in the butt to do fencing.
Yes.
And we're so glad this is done.
Yes.
My fingers are raw from all the white. By the way, the staples, you need a sledge. Unless you're really good with a hammer, a sledge is going to make your life so much easier. And with the clips, the clip bender was magical.
He was so glad we randomly put that in our Amazon cart.
That was like a last minute ad. We weren't going to use it. I was just going to use a pair of pliers and kind of twist it. So glad I didn't do that. You need a clip bender if you're wrapping barbed wire or wire fence around a T-post.
Yeah.
That makes your life way easier.
So much easier, yeah. Lessons learned. Plan out where you're going to have your tensioner, pretty much, the thing you're attaching your come along to, because we had like a mesquite in the way at one point, and we were like, oh, well, we can't go that way.
Yeah.
We're going to make the pulling device that we made out of the 2x4s, make the holes for your rope or your chain really large so that it's really easy to put them through. We changed that halfway through. So
I used a drill bit, but then I switched to a hole saw, so the rope just fit right through because it was a larger hole in the wood. So that helped a lot.
Hills, even slight hills, will make a big difference in how you're tensioning the fence. Same with when you're doing the tensioning itself. Having the come along exactly mid-height for the fencing makes it so much better. We couldn't find anything mid-height, so we had to mess with like slightly lower, slightly higher, which means that the top of the fence is tighter than the bottom, or the bottom is tighter than the top, but it all worked out fine.
Yeah.
But if you want it to be easier and more perfect, if you could have something that's like exactly the middle
More
of the
perfect.
fence.
Is that perfecter? Is that a word? Is perfecter? I don't think it's a word.
More
Exact?
exact is a good way.
Exactor?
Yeah, exactor.
Exactor?
Overall, I am so pleased. Steve did such a fabulous job on this project. It looks so freaking good. And the dogs, we've already been out here so many times just today with the dogs. It makes life so much better. In fact, Pepper's wandering around here somewhere right now.
Yeah, she's around here.
And Penny's laying on the couch, so.
It made a life-changing difference.
It did.
In just one day. All right, that's it for this video.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. This is just
We
how we
did.
did it. It's
We
not
learned
necessarily
a
a how-to. It's just the way we did it.
Yeah.
I think we did pretty good.
I think we did wonderful.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's another project around here that we're going to show you next time.
Yeah, first we have to still smooth out a whole bunch of gravel, but that's another
Details.
day.
Details.
Bye, guys.
Bye.